Today on GrowthShares, let's analyze and see whether Netflix is a great long-term investment. Netflix is an American subscription streaming service and production company. It offers a film and TV series library through distribution deals as well as its own production known as Netflix Originals. Netflix has over 200 million subscribers worldwide and has played a prominent role in independent film distribution and is a member of the Motion Picture Association. I've divided this analysis into three major factors: business, investment, and valuation. Each factor is then divided into 14 smaller metrics. Each of the three factors and their 14 metrics are given different weight, together adding to 100% of the analysis. They'll be graded on a scale from 0 to 10, with 0 being the worst and 10 being the best. When the analysis is complete, I'll give a final score. My analysis takes a long-term view of the company. That means years. I've created a separate video describing the three factors and all 14 metrics in great detail so you'll have a better understanding of why they're important to the overall analysis. I'll leave a link on the screen and in the description below to that video. Let's first look at the business. Everything starts with what the company actually does. It's more than just numbers on a spreadsheet. That's why 45% of the analysis depends on the business. Something that makes $1 billion a year might sound nice, but how is it using its resources to make that billion? Fortunately, that can be quantified. There are 8 metrics that I use to measure the business, and we'll dive into them right now. Netflix has a growth rate of 12.62%, which means a score of 6. Netflix has margins of 27.73%, which gives us a score of 9. Netflix has operations of 9.8, which means a score of 0. Netflix has returns of 20.07%, which means a score of 8. Netflix has a utilization of 0.3, which means a score of 4. Netflix doesn't pay out a dividend, which means a score of 0. Netflix has an ESG risk rating of 15.8, giving us a score of 7. Netflix has secondary market dominance, which means a score of 8. When we add up all 5 investment metrics together, we get a score of 5.67. Next, let's look at the investment. This factor looks at the company solely as an investment, as if rendering the company down to just ticker symbols on the screen. That's why 22% of the analysis depends on its investment score. How are others seeing the company from a trader and analyst point of view? What are the numbers telling us when it comes to this? There are 5 metrics that I use to measure the investment, and we'll dive into them right now. Netflix has a performance ratio of 0.3, giving us a score of 3. Netflix has a range of negative 58.76%, which means a score of 0. Netflix has a short interest of 1.75%, giving us a score of 7. Netflix has a buy recommendation of 60%, which means a score of 6. Netflix has an ownership of 82.8%, which means a score of 10. When we add up all 5 investment metrics together, we get a score of 5.27. Finally, let's look at the valuation. Valuation is simple. It takes everything we've talked about and puts into a single number, the price at which we would be willing to buy the company's stock. That's why 33% of the analysis depends on its fair value price. At what price is the company worth pursuing? There's only one metric that I use to measure the valuation, and we'll dive into it right now. Netflix has a fair value price of $189.07 per share, which I consider to be fairly valued, giving us a score of 5. As a refresher, here are all 14 metric scores. Finally, we'll add the 3 factors together to get the final score. Based on my complete analysis of Netflix, I give a final score of 5, which means it's an average long-term investment. So you've made it this far, shoot me an email. I'd love to get in touch with you and talk more. If you want to see me analyze more companies, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with other investors. And as always, take care of your money.